I'll speak in English today. I hope that's fine. Um, I'm a full-time illustrator. It's what I've been doing for the last couple of years. And today I'm going to share a bit on how I started, how I found my style, a bit on the process, like what's the workflow of my daily routine, and a bit on what's to come. Oh, wait, this is the one of the last slides. I need the first one. I need the first slide. That's all right. Technical stuff. Woohoo! Yeah, great. Oh, I always say that technical difficulties occur when you present stuff, and you can see, well, that's not my font choice, but we'll stick with Helvetica, I suppose. Anyways, so here's the structure of today's talk. I'll try to squeeze in the 10 minutes. I won't take that much of your time. More, but you guys are probably tired. You've heard a lot already, a lot of good stuff. So I'll start off with of how I started. Well, I've been in the industry for a couple of years, but a few years ago, me and my friends, who were partners back then, we founded Overpriced Design Studio, graphic design. And so I was both a partner and an illustrator there. And you probably, by looking at this slide, it would be hard for you to tell that, or it wouldn't come to your mind that it's one artist behind all of this. So I was illustrator in graphic design studio, and those of you who are designers or who are working in advertising field, you know that when it comes to design or advertising, the client chooses the style, or creative director chooses which one would be the best for a project. And so I was just working on these all different ways, like digital and traditional, whatever the client needed. And I thought for a while that that's cool. There are illustrators out there who have their own specific way, but I thought, well, I don't know. I have a lot of I like a lot of different visual aesthetics, but in a while, I kind of that's a different story how I got back to freelancing. But when I did, I figured that, well, oh, whoopsie, sorry, wait, this should be animated. It's not moving. I don't know why it's not moving. Oh, well, I was just need a little patience. So this was one of the projects that kind of led me into the aesthetics that I'm working into right now. And this project was for actually for ourselves back then. That was for the design studio we were part of. And this was basically 4 animations to explain the design principles on which the design studio is working. And well, actually, we didn't go with these illustrate animations in the end, because they weren't as clear as we thought they should. Like, for instance, this should have. Well, this is the clearest one. This communicates that pretty design is not enough. It should be effective as well. And so you get that, but the rest aren't as clear. And so that's why we thought that we should make something that is visually really simple, but has the sense of art in it. Like the textures, for instance, gives the sense of human touch to it. It gives, and so we thought, what would be the best way to communicate all the different messages we had, and we had to communicate. For instance, for this one, design is we're saying we're not artists, we're designers, for the design studio. It's not that we're going to make our, our own ambition. We're going to do what client needs. That's why, raising self-portrait. Or that, a lot of times people think that, design is just an expense when you see it as investment. Or that it's not just about logo type. Brand design usually has a lot. It's a whole visual language, as you guys know. It consists of patterns and color scheme and illustrations, of course, logo type and typography. There's a huge world actually behind logo type. So those were, and yeah, the third one, the fourth one was about that usually brand design is a bit too complicated for one person to just work on it. There's a team behind it. There's creative director, designer, yeah, the guy with the computer, always Illustrator, and strategist. And so, but doing this project kind of led me to thinking that, hey, this looks really cool, and I enjoyed the simplicity of it. And somehow I thought, well, I'm just going to make a strategic decision and stick with this style. Even though I liked, and I still like, very different approaches to illustration, but I have I've kind of stick with it, and I think that's a good decision. So the Middle Ages, that's where I'm at now. I'm just going to share a bit on the process, how I work, and how does my day look actually. So I'm just going to show you a case study of a project that was done for actually the government. That was for Competition Council Republic of Latvia. And those guys, well, they're not police, but they have, they're protecting the rights of companies so that in this country, all of the economics and, the companies have equal circumstances to compete. And so they have, it's been 25 years since this governmental structure has been in Latvia, so they have the 25th anniversary, and they asked me to come up with an illustration that celebrates fair competition and basically the competition is progress. And what I usually do is I sketch, hopefully a lot, sometimes not a lot, but in this case a lot. And I try to come up with the best, solution. How do you visually show that competition leads to progress? You have to show both competition, both that everything becomes, gets better. And so, yeah, I had a lot of different ideas. I was actually quite struggling with this, but at one point, there's the little really rough sketch down there, which you probably don't understand what it is. But the next stage of it is I kind of drew it out, and the idea was that competition leads to progress both individually, like this round guy. Don't want to say fat, just round. He becomes thinner, so that's a good thing. He becomes more athletic. That's the word. And both and the competition as well. It's kind of progressing because in the end, well, in order to compete with this guy, all of them have to be thinner. And in the end, they can even jump over the not the fence, but what I mean. In the that's all right. It's all right. Just forgot the word. So you guys, sorry.
Obstacle barrier.
Yeah, kind of. See, you understood. That's the main point. And so they liked the idea, even though the story is a bit longer. But well, they had some commentaries and some revisions, but they liked it. And so after that, I moved to color kind of sketch when I figure out like which like which color do I put where and how does it all fit together. And after that, I actually paint the illustration. It's not digital. I love digital work as well. So that's I can do it and I love to do it. But for now, I've decided to work mainly in traditional technique, which is acrylic. So it's an actual painting about 100 centimeters long and 70 centimeters high. And that's how the illustration looks in the end when it's digitalized, scanned in, and with color editing done. I quite like it. They liked it. They use it. Yeah, and that's how we find.
Could you please back just for a second?
Do you mean this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, this old lady isn't the client itself, but they had a seminary camp which celebrated the 25th anniversary, and she was one of the speakers. So that's the artwork I made in the background of her. Yeah, and I'm just gonna share a bit on what's to come. So this is a project I'm working on. You guys are the first audience to see a bit of it, you know, a sneak peek. um, I haven't talked about it publicly to anyone. So it's gonna be an animated story, and I must say I don't do animations myself. I collaborate with a great animator called Eduards Baluads. So don't you guys think I'm a super cool animator? I'm not. I'm an illustrator. And so this is also going to be a collaboration with him, and we're going to make an epic story about um, two men and their choices and their relationship with God. So it's going to be epic. Stay tuned. And that's it.